Hey, Steve, can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Nice.
What's up, man?
What's going on, man? What
Just getting ready to do my discovery on that arrest on Monday, and probably a motion to have it dismissed.
well, now you got for filming. Now you set up your camera and you tried to film. Like, what happened when you went in there? Like, I didn't hear the whole story. What happened? Walked in the room.
So I walked in after the sergeant metal detected me and sat down with my monopod. He comes running in right behind me. Sir, do you have permission to record? You have, advance permission, whatever the hell he said. And I ignored him at first. And then I said, yes, I do. I showed him the folder that I had that had the Supreme Court ruling in it, Torres versus Pine Hill. He goes, no, you need to have pre-authorization to record. I said, I do. And here's the Supreme Court ruling. And he grabbed the monopod from my hands, tried to ignore him the whole time. Was sitting down, and the meeting hadn't started yet. It was maybe 3 minutes to it. And kind of kept on going back and forth. And he said, if you don't leave, I'm going to arrest you. So I held my hands out. Go ahead, arrest me. Said, all right, you're under arrest. Put the handcuff on me. I said, please put it in front of me. I'm a disabled veteran. He put it in front of me and then took me down to processing downstairs.
You had a monopod, so that's not professional equipment. A monopod is not professional equipment. So you're good. They couldn't do any of that to you. To Mikey too. Mikey's on, and they arrested him on an assumption he was filming.
Right. Well, me too. I had a GoPro, which I don't think was even on yet because the meeting hadn't started yet. So I sat down, like I said, it was like 3 minutes before the meeting. So I sat down getting ready to record, and this guy comes running in and arrests me, and I didn't even start recording it. Plus, I had permission. I already asked permission like last week to record.
Wow, unbelievable.
Right now, I already have an attorney lined up. We need a GoFundMe account set up so we can get some legal representation, probably like between $5,000 and $10,000. And I have another attorney set up to be able to sue for our civil rights being violated under 1983 federal act.
So they're going to keep arresting people down there apparently until something changes with the law. Is that what's happening?
Yes.
Well, the Supreme Court already ruled, so there's no change in the law. The law is the law. It's Torres versus Pine Hill. So anybody can Google that. You could read exactly what it says, and the disruption, that's the same charge that they did to Torres.
Right, but to answer his question, Steve, they're going to do that to anyone else who goes to the meeting and films. Yes. Yeah, so we need somebody to go in there with explicit prior authorization printed out to give to them, and then sit down, and anybody that goes in there and they record them getting arrested, and just follow them out and record the whole situation.
Wow.
They powered his camera off. Mine they powered off, but like I said, I don't even think I even started recording, and because there's no screen on to show if you're recording or not. So he's assuming I even started. I didn't start yet. So I had prior permission. I also showed him the case law printed out and highlighted. And I also said, yeah,
so they lose their qualified immunity now. They lose their qualified immunity because they're breaking their oath to the Constitution. So they could be sued.
Not because of that. It's because it's been established that it's a common law right. So if that other case wasn't established, then they would have qualified immunity. But since it's been established as a court case, that it's common right law to record a public meeting with reasonable restrictions, which, if you read the law, it goes into what that is. So you're allowed to have a certain area cordoned off to record. You can have limit how many cameras you have in there, but not at meeting, which I asked for and received the permission.
What did it slip through the cracks? They just didn't.
But they don't care.
They don't care.
When we were downstairs, when Mikey and I were downstairs, and I was like, "Let's read the law. It's right there. We don't care." I hope you sue us. I hope you get a lot of money.
They said that. They said that. I hope you guys win a lot of money. They're cool with it.
The cop said that they hope you win a lot of money.
Yeah, yes. That's what I said. And I said that to the cop. Remember, I told you that. I was like, "What?" I said it to the cop. I was like, "Why would you want that? Like, why is that something you would hope for?"
They got a lot of money, apparently.
Well, I mean, the sergeant's brother's the chief. The mayor is their father. Now, if they would have called his own prosecutor with this, his own prosecutor told him, "What the hell are you doing? Let them record."
Yep.
Charge them with NJSA 2C33/8, which is physical interference with a public meeting. Now, you can see his recording. He sat down and was quiet. That's not physically interfering. I sat down. The public meeting hadn't even started yet. I hadn't even started filming it, I believe. And they said that's what happened, that we were filming, which disrupted the meeting, and they charged us for physically interfering with it.
Yeah, they charged me. They charged me with what they did to me. They physically interfered and disrupted the meeting, which is the charge they gave me.
Right, same exact charge. Now, if you read Torres versus Pine Hill, it's exactly the same scenario that happened to him. He sat down, was recording quietly, and they went over and charged him with interfering with the meeting, disrupting the meeting. You're not disrupting by physically recording. I mean, it's beyond, beyond First Amendment. You also have, Torres versus Pine Hill, which they established it's a common right law, that you have a right to record a public meeting. I mean, you can't write it out any more than that. Like, if we got up and we disrupted the meeting physically, grabbed the microphones, or started screaming, or didn't allow the meeting to start, that's physically interfering. Sitting down to record, it's sitting down to record, which is an established right.
Yeah, protected.
It's not a privilege to record; it's a protected right.
Right.
I mean, what Mike and I really need is we need a GoFundMe set up so we can get some legal representation. I already have an attorney in mind to do that lawsuit, and I have another attorney once we win that or have it dismissed to sue them, probably in federal court, either state or federal, probably federal. Which we don't even want to. We didn't want to do that. We just wanted our rights respected and to be able to record the public meeting.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm, I've been to like over 100 meetings over like 50 towns. I've been to a lot of towns multiple times. There's never been an issue with recording. And they acted on this within 1 minute. For me, if you watch the video, it was less than 1 minute. It was like 45 seconds. Like, I walked out of the elevator, and you can't tell from the video because I'm filming myself, but I walked into the meeting, and before I even took a seat, which was in the very back all the way to the end, right? Totally out of everybody's way. And as I was walking, the mayor says, "Are you filming? Sir, are you filming?" He asked me twice by the time that I sat down. So once I took a seat here, already asked me twice. Everybody's eyes were on me. I was kind of like taken off guard because everything happened so quickly. And he said,
"You're good. I'll be in a minute.
Are you deaf? Can you hear me?" He kind of started to insult me, maybe 10 seconds went by. And then he said to his son, who's the sergeant, "Sarge, I don't think he can hear," which felt like an order of somewhat. And then he came over and he said, "Sir, you cannot film." The only thing I said was, "How do you know I'm filming?" And he said, "I'm assuming you're filming." And he said,
and which you can't do. And then he grabbed your equipment, your camera. He grabbed mine as well, which is a Fourth Amendment violation.
The reason why I said, do not touch my property, please, was because he went to grab my phone after I said, how do you know I'm filming? He went to grab my phone to pull it away from my chest. And then I held it with a tighter grasp. And then he said, I'm assuming you're filming. I'm going to place you under arrest. I'll give you one more chance. You're under arrest. It was that quickly.
Right. And you know, a lot of times I think what they do is so by sitting down quietly recording, that's not a crime. So then what they do is they up it by making a disturbance and then charging you with making a disturbance. If they would have left us alone, there wouldn't be an issue, and it's a right to do what we did. But in order for them to charge us, they need to make the crime and basically either not even bait us, but it's a trap.
Yo, Steve, I made sure that even after they put me in cuffs, I made sure that I wasn't a disturbance. You see, you know, you watched me. I mean, like, I was never going to be a disturbance. They were never going to get that from me. They were never going to be able to bait me into disturbing I was just relaxed. My vibe was, I wasn't starting. Now, I wasn't there for problems.
What the other sergeant said was to that sergeant, well, by him doing that, did that create you not be able to do your job of metal detecting people outside, and it pulled you away from your duties? Yes. Okay, and it's disturbing the meeting. No, you charge us with physically interfering with the meeting. We didn't do that. Plain and simple, we didn't do it. You know, I already asked for their body-worn cameras for every officer that day. I got to take a look. I think it might be on their website, their recording of the actual meeting. If not, I'll request that as well.
No, they don't record their like they record them for like security purposes, but they don't post them. They're not available to the public. They also don't have a police blotter in Lavallette because they control all the information that comes in and out of that town. That's why they have such heavy restrictions on their meeting.
Well, the recordings are public. You can get them through a public records request, and if they refuse that, then we have an attorney that could sue for that.
I guarantee you, in any circumstance, they would refuse that request under normal circumstances, and they would project that they have this ordinance, this phantom ordinance that gives them the right to restrict their meetings in the way that they see fit. So
right. Well, you know, they work for us. We are within the binds of the law. You know, we have to follow the law, so do they. So the law says we're allowed to record the meetings. The law also says anything that they record is public record. You know, if they're using taxpayer dollars to do it, you know, then my suggestion is if you think that they're going to deny that, then everybody should Oprah request it. Everybody should Oprah request it. Steve, everybody should sue.
Steve, I know they're going to deny it. Just listen. I've been saying this stuff. Just listen. They're going to. They will.
Oprah request it.
Yeah, they will.
Everybody should Oprah request it.
And they'll deny it because
that's fine.
Yeah,
that's what you want, because then you could sue for it.
And we need to do that because they're going to fall under their blanket of how they're trying to protect their meetings. They don't want transparency. They want to protect all the information that comes in and out of that town hall and in and out of that town. That they've been heavily restricting all the information that flows in and out of that municipal building.
So we need to sue them into submission. So we need to do public records requests, especially ones that we feel that they're going to deny. And then every single time, fucking sue. So eventually, I mean, when I did this with Helmeta, they had 71 counts of violations out of 72, and it cost them $60,000. Got to sue them in a submission where they just go, you know what, just fucking give it to them because we're going to get sued. Now, is this a podcast or is this just us talking?
No, we're live. So
we're live. Okay. Yeah. So anybody that's listening to this, you know, you email the clerk and tell them it's a public records request. Ask for, you know, the body worn cameras. Ask for the tapings of the meetings. And then when you get a denial, you contact an Oprah attorney. Just Google Oprah attorney, and a denial on that, you could sue them. And if everybody sues, you know, you get 10 people to sue, and it's going to cost them in between $5,000 and $10,000. So 10 people times 10 is $100,000, and just keep doing it. Sue them into submission.
Yeah.
So if you got 10 people that do that times 10, and it's $10,000, so that's $1 million. So you just keep suing them into submission, so that way, the public knows what's going on and how corrupt they are. You know, Patrick Duff said that, you know, he's going to go in there and record, which is wonderful. We need to have somebody that explicitly has the rights to record in there, permission, print it out so he can hand it to the sergeant and then record everything that goes on, that goes down. You know, and Patrick, you know, and actually what they should do is go in there with a cheap camera, digital camera, with no SD card in it, have it on. The cops going to come over and arrest everybody, and there's no SD card in there. You can't even film anything.
I know. Like, had my camera been off, Steve, they would have arrested me for just sitting there with my phone. I would have been at a public meeting, and they would have put me in handcuffs in less than a minute for just having my phone outside my pockets. But I needed to have it recorded.
You do and you don't. So the public meeting should be recorded, and then you have the body-worn cameras, both of which are available through Discovery, and also through the Oprah request. So we'll do both to get both. I'm suing my town right now for body-worn cameras because she's the lawyer saying that they're not public record, but it's established that it is. The investigation doesn't start till after that. And I think everybody that's watching this should also file an internal affairs investigation against the officer and the department and the chief of police that said, yes, charge him with, you know, NJSA 2C33-8 and send it to the prosecutor's office too, that it needs to be investigated through there because that's what the chief said, which is the sergeant's brother. I mean, they just got back their police department from the prosecutor's office, which I just asked for the prosecutor's report, because that's how bad and corrupt this police department is. I mean, it's ridiculous, and more than likely, unless we have a big outcry by the public, and it's so egregious, the government's not going to do anything because government doesn't go after government unless it's so egregious that like somebody does something. So, you know, we need the news media to get involved so that they go to the public meeting and record and see actually what's going on.
I know.
The public has a right. The public has a right to know what's going on, transparency, and we have a duty under the Constitution to root out that corruption. I mean, it's our money that's going in there, and they're just doing whatever they want to do, and we're just supposed to sit there and let it happen. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, I also think that, especially that he has no qualified immunity, that I might charge him with two C charges, one for deprivation of civil rights, as well as official misconduct. And I asked for the email logs from the chief of police, from the VA, from all council members. And if we can see that there's a conspiracy there, we could go after them all for public, for official misconduct and maybe even conspiracy to deprive people of civil rights.
Yeah, I need to do some Oprah requests myself with the shit I was talking to you about before, Steve.
Yeah, you have email logs that you can ask for. That decision's Pat versus Galloway Township. And then once you get the email logs and prove that the email exists, then you start asking for, you know, that specific email. But you don't want to do it where it's limited. You know, if you know that the email is today, you want to ask for like a month's worth. You don't want to just ask for today's. You want to establish that it exists, and then you go after it. You know, and when you do an Oprah request, you can make a fake name up and you're going to send it in. And the only time you have to reveal who you are is when you sue. So you could ask for stuff. If they deny it, then you ask for it under your real name. And then when they deny that, then you sue. You know, I mean, everybody can bombard them with Oprah requests and just start suing the shit out of them. You know, if they're denying requests, we could sue them. You know, a lot of them, you know, actually what we should ask for also is attorney invoices, all tort claims, all settlement agreements. That's all, it's all public record. Let's see how many settlement agreements that they paid out people for doing stuff like this. You know, you don't do a voluminous request. So like you'll ask for, you know, let's say the settlement agreements for a year, and you do it every year, you know, or you do maybe 2 years. Settlement agreements shouldn't have that many. But you don't want to do like an email log request for 6 months. You know, you do it for a month at a time. You know, but you could make 10 different email accounts and ask, you know, a month at a time and cover a whole year. And then each individual request is a separate request, you know, if you're doing it with different emails.
You know, it's funny too, because I walked in maybe 10 minutes after 7 o'clock, and Lavalette does their public meeting in the beginning of their meeting because, and it actually says on the agenda, if you go online, you look at the agenda,
yep,
it says, you know, anybody who wants to speak on anything that's not on the agenda and doesn't want to stay for the duration of the meeting. It's like they're encouraging people, like, if you want to just come and say something, you don't have to stick around, you don't have to watch our business, you know. And when I walked in, it was during that public comment session. So the floor was open to the public. And
I wanted to speak.
Yeah, they weren't even in the middle of the meeting. They weren't going over any agenda items, you know. They were in the middle of their public comments. And it was interesting time, and it's just, you know, I don't know. It's just funny how they do things there.
They interrupted the meeting and then have you arrested for disrupting the meeting. I mean, how hypocritical is that? Well, that's what government does. You know, they create their own thing. You know, they have the power and authority to charge you, but you can't charge them. So they'll ruin your life like they did to Jen Combs. And, you know, they don't give a shit if they get sued. They don't give a shit if they're going to pay her $1 million. They don't care if they're going to pay us money. They'll do whatever they want.
Patrick Duff, what the hell is up?
What's up,
Pat? How you guys doing? I've been listening.
Yeah, so we're looking to sue everybody. So,
yeah, I mean, here's where the only thing I'm recommending here is that there is no former policy. It's not codified, and we don't. You can hold them accountable. You could seek an injunction. You can go on the offense and become a plaintiff and seek an injunction against them from enjoining or from arresting anybody anymore.
How do we do that?
Right in the federal court. It's called an injunction for declaratory relief. You basically ask the court, you say, hey, and you could do it in the county court too. You just ask the court for relief based upon the fact that these guys, you were arrested, right? So the threat of arrest is also there, right? So we don't have to say, you wouldn't even have to say that the threat, you know, there's not, they call it imminent threat of arrest, right?
Right.
You guys were arrested, and the imminent threat of arrest now exists for anybody else that tries it. So you can seek an injunction based upon that, gets you in front of a judge very quickly. I mean, I think that's a good idea in this case because they don't have it codified. And
that's one of the things that they said in Torres versus Pine Hill, that their stuff wasn't codified. Now, I looked on Eco 360 and I didn't see anything on there for anything. Now, when I asked permission to record, I got sent a thing of guidelines. So it's not codified at all. Here's the guidelines of like what to do. Setting up your camera equipment, you know, don't interfere, you know, be quiet, and, you know, your equipment should make noise.
So they sent you a list of guidelines that you complied with.
Correct. Oh, yeah. I just sat down and the guys come screaming at me.
Oh,
I got permission.
They didn't know, Pat. They didn't know he had permission.
I'm telling you, this is perfect to take into looking for an injunction against this because it's not even codified. You've been arrested. You were sent guidelines that you followed, so you were trapped. That's entrapment.
Oh yeah, absolutely, 100%. But the thing is, under Torres versus Pine Hill, you don't need to ask permission. You know, their thing is, well, we're allowed to do reasonable restrictions, but the restrictions can't be you have to ask permission and we can deny you.
So remember Pemberton tried to do it at the school board, and me and Jen Coombs went there to the school board, and we tried to get arrested. They wouldn't arrest us, you know,
because they're smart. And I kind of expected that too, of like, all right, they're going to puff their chest, but they're not going to be stupid enough to arrest us.
I swear, I feel like I was the only one that understood
I
how
know.
this was taking place, man. I knew this was going to be 1 minute. I've been saying it since they pulled this shit fucking first time. I knew it would be a minute. I knew it was like that.
I spoke to one of the council members after, because they held Mike and I till after the meeting was over. So I ran into one of the council members on the way out, and we had a discussion. I didn't record it. He's like, we're allowed to have reasonable restrictions. Well, you can't record in the Capitol. You can't go into, Congress and record. That's a restricted area. This is a public, and it's already been ruled on that you're allowed to record in there. You have no leg to stand on. You can't just say.
And I have a previous recording of an officer from Lavalette saying to me and Lefty, any available space that's open to the public, you guys are allowed to film it.
Well, here's the issue, right? Anything you're saying doesn't matter anyway, because they don't. If they had it codified, it would be a different kind of question. But leave it's an unwritten law. You can't enforce unwritten laws that are verbal in context. Like, how the fuck does anybody know that's not a member of that little tribe?
And I told them that too. I said, listen, they sent me guidelines. I said, it's not even fucking in your ordinances. Yes, it is. I said, dude, I looked them up 5 different times. There's nothing there.
Yeah, no, they have stuff, but it's for filming, like a film crew.
Right.
For like film crew.
What you just said though, whatever, like, you're right. Your regular person is not going to expect that kind of thing exists in a town. Now, that wasn't the mindset that I was in. But as a regular person, that would have been entirely shocking, completely just violating. And it's different when your rights are going to be violated. It has a different play on you. It kind of has a different course that it kind of runs. And there's less outrage, if that makes sense, because I've been violated before. And when you're not expecting it, there's a kind of an outrage that comes with it that you're just not expecting it. And it's kind of, you can't hold back from it. But I didn't have that outrage. Not at all. I was just as calm as I was arrested, as you saw in the video. And I was just as calm. And, Steve was with me.
You were saying I was getting mouthy. And meanwhile, I'm just telling them what the law is.
You were just being
you guys
Steve.
are going to lose.
You guys are going to lose.
Read the law. It's right in front of you. No, I'm not reading that.
Was his body cam on?
No, but they said that everything is being recorded. So I'm going to ask for discovery. Yeah. In the processing area.
Yeah. I'm going to say that I think they have their body cameras on, because they did with the. I think there'll be body camera footage that I think they had them on. That's what I think.
Yeah, I mean, I think it would make sense that they had. I mean, getting that's important, but really, I think what's going to be important is having a nice. I called the chief of police and requested an interview, and he won't call me back. So,
of course not, because they didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah. So, but I think if we do kind of like have like a little fun with it / pressure to them, I think they're gonna bend pretty quickly. So I think what could be helpful is, I mean, everybody's got a couple friends, is just an email that we should be sent to the council, and the mayor. Sure. And, and you just questioning the policy, questioning the fact that there's no ordinance, and questioning the fact that if there was one, it would be unconstitutional.
Unconstitutional. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then send it up and say that, there's First Amendment activists, like if they look at the new what is it, Long Island audit guy, guy.
Sean Paul Reyes.
Yeah. I mean, he just travels around walking in buildings and taping. And so it's very similar to that.
But you're allowed to record if you walk outside the door. But if once you cross that threshold where the meeting is, all of a sudden now your rights are gone.
Yeah, and that's the biggest bullshit, because in Sunshine Law, it's pretty clear. Sunshine Law says
yes,
you have the right to create restrictions, and some of those restrictions are signing up prior to doing it, and not having like a light or not having disturbance, right?
Right.
But I'm telling, I mean, it's just to me that they don't even have a leg to stand on, because they're what they arrested you under it's not, neither of you did it.
No. This is exactly what it says. Within the jurisdiction of this court, purposefully prevent or disrupt through an act of physical interference, a lawful meeting. So specifically by filming the meeting and disrupting the governing body at the start of the council meeting without receiving prior written permission. How could I have had any physical interference when I just sat there?
Yep.
I couldn't have been less physical.
Well, no, and they disrupted my meeting by screaming at you saying you can't record.
For sure.
I can't believe they arrested you guys, but that's this really, like, Stockton University right now just appealed this Oprah decision, which is so stupid to do, but it'll set some good precedents. So you guys, I think you have the same kind of opportunity with this.
Yeah, but the law has already been established. It's already been the Supreme Court.
I'm like, so I have nothing but good. I know there's
if I'm a prosecutor, I'm not touching this. I'm going to lose.
No.
But what I would say is this case would be much more clear that what you are allowed to do and not allowed to do as a governing body, I should say. Like, there's no way a mayor should have the right to say, take him out of here like that,
Well, to his son.
Well, he didn't say anything about me. It was just the sergeant going and going after me. And I did look up, and they were all just sitting there.
No, the arresting officers was the brother and sister, the Lamb family. Yep. Their father's on the council. The order was given to the son, the mayor's son. That's the Sarge. He can't hear me, man. Take care of him. He's talking to his son, And then I was arrested. It's a thug family, and the operation that they have going. I've been saying this for years and years and years. I've always been saying they're untouchable. That's always been my belief, and I want to see how all this plays out, because I know that they think they're untouchable. That's how they operate. So they're good on it. And even if they lose and there's a lawsuit and they lose this and that, they don't care. They'll remain they'll remain that untouchable. And like, Pat, I know I've told this to you before. I know I've said this. Like, I've had dreams about you taking this entire town down, and then I go to bed at night. But the truth about it is, nobody will ever take this town down. They don't have it in it. There's that.
I'm not gonna have enough time.
That's what I need to see. That's what I need to see from you, Pat. I swear to God. I'm telling you, they're that notoriously untouchable in their own right. Perspective is reality. They are very.
The first thing I do in taking the town down is I request all the court claim notices for the past couple of years, settlement agreements and resolutions approving stuff. Right? So I requested that from them. I request all emails regarding the policy of not video recording at meetings. So I kind of already started in on kind of the way I do it at each town.
I filed my tort claim when they arrested me. I was like, Sergeant, go give them this. Here's my tort claim.
Yeah. That was.
It was already sold out.
That's beautiful.
That was really great. I'm so good. I know I'll never see that again in my life, Steve. Thank you for being someone who I will never see that ever again in my life. That was my one-timer. Thank you.
Amazing.
That's put them on notice right away.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So I had the printout of the Supreme Court ruling, and then I also had another tort claim, same one, and I said, "Yeah, that's for you guys." I said, "Now you've been served." Yeah.
Oh man. Well, listen. Good luck. When's the next count? It's the 7th. Right? Yeah.
It's August 7th, and him and I have court on the 8th. So you might actually, if you get arrested, you'll have it on the 8th too. Maybe.
Yeah. No. I have a feeling that they're not going to touch me. I'm gonna let them know I'm coming. I'm gonna try to write a letter to the local paper too. And I'm gonna bring other people with me too. Other.
Yeah, we need one that has explicit permission and records everybody getting arrested.
Yeah. It's all right. We'll figure that out together then. But we should start like a what do you call it? A little group chat.
Sure.
Yeah. So. All right, gentlemen. I got to go take my wife to work a little bit here.
All right. Have fun.
Thanks, Pat.
Thanks, Pat.
Are you good, Lefty?
Yeah, it's good stuff, man. We'll have to figure out who gets arrested and who gets to speak at the microphone at the next meeting, because somebody has to go and taunt them and let them know, and the taxpayers know what's happening right now. So somebody has to not record and talk into the mic. So
absolutely. They should print out the Supreme Court ruling and hand that in. And one of us could send them our charges, and they could read that into the thing and say, how is that interfering? And then the people that get arrested that day, how's that interfering? They're just recording, which is Supreme Court ruled you could record.
Maybe
it's not disruptive.
Video. I'll say this is illegal. I'll just play the video. It's a 2-minute video.
Yeah, I mean that's not disruptive. And the arrest from Forrest, he did the same exact thing. He just sat there and recorded, and they arrested him for disrupting the meeting. So it's exact parallel.
Yeah, and he did the same thing. He went to the very back to the corner. I did the same thing.
Yep. I mean, you can't. The parallels and the hypocrisy of them just saying, "Fuck it, we don't care. We're arresting everybody." But you and I believe need to stay out of that.
Yeah, I know what you mean on that, and that's what. Yeah, we've had. Yeah, I know.
We have our case. We made our point. Now it's time for the legal.
Yeah, I know.
It's in their budget.
That's it. That's right. We'll take the budget. That's fine.
Yeah, they're good.
I'll prove a point. I mean, the fact is, we're allowed to record. As John Lewis said, good trouble is good. We're in the right. We didn't break the law. It's good trouble to prove to everybody.
The thing that tears me up, though, Steve, and I know I get it with the legals and all that kind of shit, but it kills me because I just always want to be able to do what I know I'm able to do,
Correct.
And that just kills me.
And
I just want to be able to do what I want.
Yeah, like, you can't record. I know I can legally record, so that's like you saying, well, you're black, you can't go into the library. Like, I know I can go to the library. What are you talking about?
I just want to do what I want to do, and that I know I'm allowed to do. It shit kills me, man.
Yep. And the man saying, well, no, you can't. Based on what? Nah, you can't. Based on what? Nah, we'll just arrest you. Like, that shouldn't be good with any American. We have a right to record. We have a right to hold these guys accountable when they're breaking the law and have their fines syndicate. We have that right. No,
we were anyone else who watched the video, whether you or me, we represented any person that walked in that room who they would have been arrested.
We need have the stuff and take 1980s people important to. The only way these guys learn is
break it up.
I'm gonna mark them up. The two mayors by doing that. Show the people.
Yeah, you break it up. I think you're there. Really fun. Hear you better in that jail. Chained up to my. I heard when he saw you that you both screamed. You were like, "Yay!" Uh-oh, I think I'm frozen up. I'm frozen up too.
Are you frozen? You're not frozen.
Yeah, Mikey, when you saw Steve and that was when you got arrested and then you turned the corner and Steve was handcuffed to this chair. What did you do?
Oh my God. Well, when I first walked into the meeting, everything happened so quickly. So I was looking for Steve, he had gotten there like at 7, like he said, but I'd gotten there like 5-10 minutes after 7. So when I entered the room, I was still kind of like, the first thing that caught me off guard was there was a lot of people. And I actually didn't even enter the room for like a second or two because I stood back. I kind of just glanced while I was in the lobby looking around. I didn't see Steve. And then I walked in. But the room was actually packed. There was like 50 people in it. And I really couldn't even get any like faces because everything happened so quickly. I was arrested and they pulled me into the room downstairs to process me. And at this point, part of me is thinking Steve hasn't showed up yet. You know, he did say we'd get there at 7, but you know, I kind of thought maybe he hadn't showed up or whatever. And I entered the room, and there is Steve. And that was one of the best feelings. I'll never forget that. Nobody can ever take that feeling away from me. And I can pull from that feeling right now as I'm even talking about it. Everybody knows what it's like to get arrested with someone. And to be in these unusual special circumstances. It had a unique that it played on.
You didn't expect to even see him. You didn't see him at all.
I didn't think it hadn't occurred to me that he was already arrested. It hadn't occurred. It kind of really didn't occur to me because, like I said, I was looking for him. It happened so quickly. And when they had already arrested him, it was like, you know, I knew they did me in under a minute. So my first thought was like, how quick did they do Steve?
Yeah, I was already sitting in the fucking bench in the processing area. You know, but we'll have all that expunged. We'll have the arrest expunged. We'll have all that shit expunged out.
I was so happy to see Steve. I was like, yo, what? And honestly, at that moment, they're so ignorant that they had no idea that it was even connected until the moment that Steve, Mike. And then they kind of they looked at us and they realized, okay, I see what's going on here. That dumb.
They are pretty dumb. I'm shocked that they're that dumb.
That dumb.
Bad cops are probably the dumbest cops. So there's that.
And it's always the same ones there.
Yeah, they really make the good cops look bad. It makes it hard to advocate for good cops because then you get this entire department. How do you advocate for good cops when you got a whole entire department? It makes it harder.
Yeah. Yeah, how could you be a good cop in that kind of department? You know?
There's no good cops in there. I think, how is there? They allow that? How do as good cops allow that to happen? Not the press. Hey, this is wrong. Your constitutional law, you take it. We've been to ceremonies, Mikey. We've been to them where they all put their hand on the wall and they all swear to this oath. Well, what does that mean? You know, it's just words. It's just words to some of these fucking guys. Oh, and bunghole, you look like a superhero. If you threw a cape on the bong, you would look like you were flying away. You're a superhero. El Rampador looks like an insane person. And everybody that I want to look like a superhero. I'm going for the superhero look, and here I am, like wah, wah, wah. I'm like an insane person running around the intersection.
Now again, what made you come to that realization that you feel you look insane?
I saw myself, my reflection of myself in that doorway with the umbrella, and I just look insane now. I didn't realize until I see myself out of, not POV. Somebody else has to film me, and I'm like, oh, I do look like a nut. I look like I can see why that cop said to me, you look like an insane person, or you are an insane person. I understand why he said that, because he said you look like an insane person. I'm for superhero, man. Damn it. I did it all wrong. You don't end up this way, bro. Like, it just happened.
Yo, it's been hot out. It's been hot out, though.
I need the umbrella.
Shit.
It's not like a stupid umbrella. It's just a very plain black and white umbrella, I think. Pattern.
Get a spray bottle so you can spritz yourself.
How can I add ensemble?
Get a water spritzer. Come on.
Water and for my
cool.
croc. The croc toes. The croc flare. The toe flare.
Yeah. Do that and a water spritzer.
The water spritzer is a great one.
Mm-hmm.
Put ice in it with a fan on.
Shit, maybe a battery powered fan too.
And he can, and it's like, what's that old detective? What's that guy? School with the hat and the coat and the detective with the million arms. Gadget, Inspector Gadget.
Oh,
Inspector Gadget. He had all, I'm gonna have all these things coming off the wheelchair, all these weird things coming off of it, doing different stuff to me.
Right.
That'd be cool.
Go Gadget,
Yeah.
water spritzer.
Dude. Go Rampador, water spritzer. Yeah, dude, I like it. I like
No,
it.
that works because the umbrella is like a main theme of his like whole getup.
Yeah, so we'll add more arms. Oh, really insane. That doesn't matter. Whether we're still getting like and you're getting 100 grand.
What a week. What a week,
I don't
man.
It sounds like you can get bullied your thing done.
Shit. You are breaking up. Let me try to log back. Let me try to log out and log back in.
Well, what happened there? I'm still live. I was all I thought the stream just died. Well, it did. The stream did die. I was knocked off. Well, that's okay. Member couldn't get to. So send our prayers to Kelly from much about West Virginia. So we're going to find out. We'll find out next week. Yeah, I got knocked off, Mikey. I don't know what happened there.
Yeah, it was breaking up for like a couple minutes.
Oh, could you hear what I was saying?
No, well, it was breaking up for like 2 minutes before I signed off and I signed back on because it was like it's getting all couldn't hear you.
I was trying to go the superhero look, and I wound up insane.
Oh,
insane.
yeah, well, I heard. Yeah, no, I heard all that. Yeah.
How does that happen?
Life
So I want to do the arm. Well, I'm going to own it and arms and add on things like the spritzer and a dab rig, dipper, joint holder, roach clip, soda holder, and just have them all where I can just move them around.
And a grabber, one of those like claw grabbers that you pull the trigger and it grabs something.
I need to soup up my wheelchair. I need to soup it up, and I need to do some stuff to it. I need to do like some crazy stuff to it, like some
like sparklers,
some sparkles, and lights for nighttime.
Flares.
Yes.
What if you do like a smoke bomb or a flare?
Pepper spray. I want pepper spray on a thing that's sunny. A baseball bat with white around it.
All right, yo, all right,
Legal?
check it out, Lefty. I got it. Oh God, I got it. So you know how when you go to festivals, people have those giant poles?
The giant what?
Like, you know, when people go to festivals, they have those giant poles with like an animal on top or something, so people know how to get back to their group. They have like giant poles where they'll
Oh,
have like,
pole.
yeah, they'll have like a giant, like, you know, teddy bear on it or something like that. And this way people know how to get back to the, you know, people that came to the concert with. You have a giant pole that's a red light. Or no, shit, fuck it. I do it as Bongholio. No, screw that, scratch that. I, as Bongholio, holds a giant red light. A giant red light that's lit up.
Oh, love it. Red light, only red. Stop.
Like a giant red light that's only red.
Oh, yeah.
So they'll have to put a light. They'll have to put a light if they see that kind of nonsense.
Yeah. Stand on the corner. Stand on the. I would have to be, but yeah, you could be in the street too. Oh, that's good.
Yeah, giant red light.
Giant red. You'd have to have at least a two-way, like not well.
Yeah.
It would be great too. Four-way would be amazing, actually. So why not four-way?
We could pull off four-way really easy. We could pull off four-way really easy.
Make it talk. We'll have to get a
God.
thing that says walk, 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 walk.
Wait.
Is it wait? Okay. Wait. Get that. Get that too.
Wait.
It never says go. It just says wait.
It's always wait.
It always wait. So it's like Scutari.
Oh,
Scutari light.
Wait. That's a good idea.
Well, that'd be great. That's awesome. All right, I'm kind of bong happy. To Grinder. We've been talking for years.
Just cut out.
I might signal here. My signal sucks.
Yeah, my signal is shit. I don't know if it's yours or mine or both.
Both mine's going intermittent.
My signal's
Well,
good,
here,
but the reception is shit.
Let's see. Oh. So. Yeah. Okay. I think having problems.
Yeah, it's still choppy.
Get to the list here. It's not good. All right. Let me thank cmmnj.org, UTW, Jackson.com, smoking. Stephen Ronco, jail. What did he do? He never turned in. It's no Steve Ronco video. Getting arrested. Yeah, there's no video of Steve. because he's never turned his camera on. He was not, he literally was not recording.
Pretty wild, right?
Wasn't even all right. Listen with Cheryl, Cyan, Cindy Mae, Marie, Randy, Robert, Bill Buckman, Matt, Troy, Hattie Koshel, Jackie Rickard, Jake, Armando, Felicia, Lynn, Dan, Joyce, Lori, Brian, Paul Warren, Terry, Charlotte, Jack, Charlie, Becky, and Jeff Oaks. Smoke them if you got them. Some weed, Mikey?
What's up?
Did you ever get that?
The reception is so bad.
Where did you get it?